Living in the USA versus living in the Philippines, these are the shocking costs that people do not talk about. What's up, guys? This is Gil Silver again. I'm back again with another video. What if I told you moving to the Philippines is not as cheap as everyone says it is? Sure, you are told about paradise on a budget, but can it really happen? Is it really true? And more importantly, is it really that simple? Now, today, we're going to be pulling back the curtain on the differences of whether small or big about living in the Philippines versus living in the US. Now, let me baseline this on living in the Philippines with a $1,500 to $2,000 budget month all in. Because some of us are making more money than that, some of us are making less money than that. So I figure $1,500 to $2,000 is a generally good amount even here in the Philippines. So let's work on that budget, okay? Let me preface it right there. This comparison will reveal whether this tropical paradise is worth it or is it just a mirage. Stick around till the very end of the video because the truth might surprise you. Let's start with housing in the US. A one-bedroom apartment, I've seen them for as low as $1,500 or more. That pretty much blows your budget already. I know this already, but for a decent one-bedroom apartment in a mid-sized city, might set you back about $1,500. In New York, that's like a closet, unfortunately. That sounds steep until you realize what you're paying for. Modern amenities, stricter building codes, and reliable infrastructure. Now in the Philippines, you'll hear stories of living in spaces for $200 or $400 a month. Apartments, whether some studios, maybe one bedrooms, and that's true. But here's the catch. Do you want a place with Western standard plumbing, reliable electricity, and internet? Expect to pay closer to $600 to $1,000 a month, especially in cities like Cebu and Manila. And don't forget additional fees for security, association fees, and higher maintenance for maintaining the facility that you're staying in, especially with apartments with gated communities and maybe even gated communities themselves. Yes, you can get more space for less, but be prepared to make a few compromises. Whether it's fewer amenities or unexpected cost, is the trade-off worth it for you? Comment down below. And let me preface this again. I'm not trying to put down the Philippines and or America. I'm just trying to give you the reality that I face sometimes where I want to live a good life similar to my Western life, but at the same time I find it that I spend a little bit more money, or I haven't really changed my spending here compared to what I do in America. I might get a little bit more, I'll be honest with you. But certain things, it's pretty much break even for me. Number two, groceries and food. Food is something where you expect to make the biggest savings, but it's not always straightforward. In the US, groceries might cost a family of two, maybe three, $150 to $200 a week. You know, last time I checked, but it might be more now. Sure, that's more expensive, but mind you, you're also getting convenience and consistency. Although I do have to say some of the things are not fresh compared to what is here, and you don't really have access to a lot of the fruits that I love here. So keep that in mind if you're into fruits. In the Philippines, groceries can set you back $50 to $75, or in my recent video, I spent about close to $300, but that's good for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks for me. If you stick to the local markets, $50 to $75 might put you in a position here in the Philippines to stick with the local market and local brands. But here's the twist. If you crave imported goods, wines, cheeses, you know, certain desserts, certain anything imported, even your favorite cereals. Comment down below if you love, you know, what is that, honey nut clusters? I totally forgot. I love those. Be ready to pay double or sometimes triple of what you're used to paying in your home countries. For those of you who love going out in America, dining out all the time, it also follows a trend. Yes, local meals can get you down to $5 or $10 local meals. International cuisine or upscale restaurants, you're pretty much toe-to-toe, maybe even more sometimes. I recently went to a buffet here in Cebu, Fiera, over there, Radisson Blue. It was about $1.8 So close to $40 for a buffet. I can tell you right now, the food tastes good. However, it wasn't your traditional in my brain, like in New York, there's buffets, crazy amounts of options. Over there, very selected for $40. So that was my experience when it comes to that. So once again, when you are into going out, some of these international cuisine spots, these more upper scale spots will rival American prices. Bottom line, eating like a local is affordable. But if you want to maintain a Western diet, that's where it's going to kick your butt. Expect your food budget to creep back up. Once in a while is okay, obviously, but an everyday thing, I don't know. Because I have gone to restaurants where we had like a dinner for 4 or 5 people. The bill went up to like 30,000. But then again, it was like Wagyu stuff, Angus steaks and things like that. I generally do not do that. I generally stay local. Number 3, utilities and transportation. So utilities and transportation in places like the Philippines readily get labeled as dirt cheap. But let's take a closer look. In the US, electricity might run you up $150 to $300 depending on the season. I lived in New York and I lived in Virginia. I can tell you it's much higher than that depending on the season. Because of, if you have oil burners in the house and things like that. In the Philippines, it can drop $50 to $100 if you don't use air conditioning most of the time. So here's a kicker. If you run your AC daily, in this tropical humid climate, that bill is going to skyrocket past $150. Here's my recent bill. It was over $13,000. Internet, yes, it is cheaper, about $30 to $50. I pay about $60 for my internet. It's like 400 Mbps. It's the highest one residentially for PLDT. The problem is speed and reliability issues are always occurring here in the Philippines, unfortunately. Provincial areas like in my house in Dumaguete, in Bacong, I barely get internet, right? I gotta run the pole, like it has to be the size of a skyscraper to get line of sight, which is bothersome. I am thinking about getting Starlink over there though. Transportation. Public transportation is undeniably affordable. I don't really take it, but I know it's affordable. The mass of the people do jeepneys, Move It, Angkas, there's so many businesses out there right now that they can actually, save people money in that way when they're traveling for work and or leisure. But for expats or Filipino Americans or regular Filipinos who want to have that luxury and freedom to have their own car, consistently use Grab taxi and other taxi services, your costs can go up. And especially in Cebu, everything is mostly in the city, paid parking. So just factor that in as well. It might be cents, but at the end of the day, things add up. And gas prices are not significantly cheaper as well. And vehicle maintenance can be very pricey for the average person here, to be honest with you. So these hidden costs might leave you wondering, like, is the savings really there? I mean, that happens to me. Comment down below if you live in the Philippines and you're just like, you're hit with it, like, am I really spending or saving, money while I'm living in the Philippines? Number 4, healthcare. So healthcare is often touted as, one of the advantages here in the Philippines. And for many, it is, for the basic stuff. Doctor visits might be $10 to $20, which is fairly cheap if, we're kind of used to it with the copays in America. And that's a win for many, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, healthcare services are undeniably cheaper here. Here's what they don't tell you. Specialized care. Top-tier private hospitals or chronic conditions can add up. You can ask the people that have renal failure or kidney issues that go to the dialysis center. That's a lot of money here. So if you are used to the comprehensive healthcare in the US, you might find that out-of-pocket expenses here in the Philippines, while lower, might have you looking at your budget more often. Medical emergencies. If you want top-tier service, private hospitals, and you want to be in the best facilities, having private insurance is a non-negotiable. So yes, healthcare here is undeniably cheaper, but do not underestimate preparation. Which reminds me, I have to go call my insurance guy. Number 5, which is something that even I get into deep water with from time to time. Lifestyle and the extras in life, the accoutrements in life. Lifestyle is where it shines in the Philippines. With everything around here, it's tropical weather. It's heaven for me. But it's not all roses. You know what I'm saying? Sure, nice gyms are cheap sometimes, like $20. Even jiu-jitsu here are super affordable compared to America. But if your idea of entertainment is like more westernized, you might have to pay premium at the end of the day. If you want to go to places like New Star which is like heaven for all the expensive things. There's Rolex here. There's like top tier brands here, and yeah, in general, even in America, it's going to cost you bread. So high-end gyms, going to luxury spas, having imported wines and spirits, even like small boutique experiences, it might rival American prices, to be honest with you. While beaches and other outdoor activities are very affordable, as in free sometimes, getting to like more remote islands, exclusive resorts, it's gonna get you up there. There's some resorts in Dumaguete and in Davao, they're like 100,000 a night. There's really nice one, it's like 120,000 a night. Let's think about that for luxury stuff, okay? Adjusting your expectations is key. Finding little ways to feel the vibe, still be able to go out and things like that on a budget, especially for someone like me. I have a family to take care of. I have multiple people that I'm staffing. Budgeting is very important to me. So you can still have a vibrant lifestyle while having an affordable lifestyle as well. But living, so this is like the key thing for me. If you were living here full-time in the Philippines, Filipino American or expat or otherwise, living like a tourist will eat at your savings and kind of ruin your day sometimes, because I've seen many times. Now, everything has nuances. I've seen homeless expats here, unfortunately, you know, which is very unfortunate. In conclusion, I would love to see the comments down below. Is the Philippines the budget-friendly paradise that everyone speaks about, or sometimes a land of hidden cost? For me, the truth lies somewhere in between those two, to be honest with you. But I can tell you, if you are adaptable and ready to embrace a new way of life, the Philippines can offer you such amazing, incredible value. But if you're looking to maintain your westernized lifestyle with no compromise, to be honest with you, you will probably have a hard time, honestly. So think about that multiple times before even moving here. Maybe coming here, obviously, for vacations here and there might be the best thing for you, and have it in small pieces rather than full-time. So I want to hear from you. Could you trade the higher cost in the US for a tropical adventure that might have some hidden costs along the way and its own unique challenges? Or is the American or westernized lifestyle worth every dollar? Let's talk about it in the comments. I would love to hear you guys, your thoughts, opinions. Let's get this thing going. Now, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. The channel's growing tremendously. I really appreciate the comments from everyone. So remember, life isn't what you're sold. It's about what you make of it. See you in the next video. If you like videos like this, watch this video. Take care. God bless. Bye.